only made one bad decision at 19!
2 bad decisions!
Hi everybody, welcome back to Two Bad Decisions. I'm Laur.
And I'm Han, and today we are picking up an idea from about 2 weeks ago when we were having our episode with Hannah, and she offhandedly said that she had taken the 16 personalities test for her mom and got a really accurate answer for her. And so that began the idea in my brain that Laura and I should take it for each other and see what we get, which, in hindsight is maybe an awful idea, but I just really, really wanted to do it for some reason.
No, it is an awful idea. And I know this because of the answer I got for you. And I hate it.
You're going to hate it. You're going to be like, what?
You're going to hate my more. I already know it. And I'll explain why later, but you're going to hate my more.
I just want to preface that I'm just I'm just very introverted. Right. And then so in my brain, in comparison, Laura is much more extroverted than me, which she's slightly more, but she's not insanely extroverted.
I'm an ambivert. Is that an ambivert?
Yes. Yeah, you're very I can see it both ways for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that. But when I was answering, I was acting like this bitch is a social butterfly.
I generally don't like most people I meet.
I don't know what. I literally just took it. I don't know what I was doing. Anyways.
I think it's because I pretend a little.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, even if I don't like someone, I
true.
alter myself to get
this
along.
Is true. But yeah.
Unless I really don't like them.
so yeah, we're gonna present the results that we've gotten for each other right now. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
I think mine will be less of a blow. So I'll start.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to say for anyone watching on YouTube, which you should at this point because we're basically YouTubers.
I know, it's awful.
Last time that we had to show our what's it called? Desktop. Oh my
Desktop.
God. I had a really unorganized one. I don't want to talk about it. How when people get into depressive pits, they their room, it shows in their room.
Depression room. Yeah.
Depression mine desktop. Shows on my phone and my Mac because I won't have organized it.
Can I just say you've been saying that you're I for almost as long as I've known you, you've been I want to organize my desktop. And you
a long depression pit.
You've just done it for so long. You've been saying that for so long. You finally did it. Proud of you.
I finally did it. And it was really embarrassing because I saw all the notifications I had across the bottom and I don't typically clear out my messages. Mm-hmm. Usually sometimes on my phone, but not usually on my Mac. And I looked down and there were 150 unread messages on here. And I was and then my emails, I clear them out in my inbox on Safari, but I never do it here, which apparently is a different thing.
I see.
So it was just really upsetting to look at. And I also had this ugly ass background that I didn't even like anymore. I just let it all be disgusting there. But for my new year, which I said started on Monday, because I think it's stupid that the year would start on anything but a Monday. I cleaned it all out. I've been more productive.
Amazing.
I'm trying to do things and cross them off my list.
Sick.
But anyway, long story short, I'm sorry everyone saw my disgusting desktop. Let's all never talk about it.
Amazing.
Cool.
Also, I've been cracking my fingers. Do you hear this? This whole time
I didn't like it. I finished most of this. I'm drinking the water when the ice melts.
Sorry, I feel like some people hate knuckle things. But anyways, would you like to share your screen?
Sorry.
Amazing.
See, it's pretty now.
Pretty.
I do have 2 notifications, but that one just came on. I swear I updated everything else. And ignore the flash player in the corner. Turns out, I forgot. This has nothing to do with the podcast. Anne and I played Webkins for about, don't look yet. For about, how long was it? A month and a half?
I think it was longer.
It was actually a couple months. It just feels really short.
I think it was 2 months.
Yeah, it was a good chunk of time. And for that you have to download, or at least I did, Adobe Flash Player.
Mm-hmm.
because it's something about like Webkins needs that or whatever.
But they don't use it anymore, right?
Right. And they've been telling me to update it for months now, and I haven't been doing it because I refuse to update things, which I'm working on not doing anymore. And then I clicked on the link finally, and it's like, yo, we're like done with this on January 11th or whatever. And if you don't uninstall it, it could like permanently damage your computer.
Oh my God.
There's a reminder to please do that.
Amazing.
But everything else is organized. The photos thing, not yet. I'm going through my phone. Anyway, Hannah, get ready to be super offended.
I'm not offended. Why is that offensive?
I don't like it. Wait, what happened?
I think I've gotten that before.
It says INFJ-A, but then also INFJ-T, and I got T for you.
That's the one that I am. Laura, you did it right.
I thought you. Oh,
right?
That's right. No, I'm INFP.
Yeah.
I mixed them up.
Wait, Laura. So that means you. Oh no. So you actually answered correctly. Like you got what I got.
Oh God. But I think.
No.
I was thinking back to certain questions, and I answered differently on some of them.
You probably got enough right that it landed on the same thing.
Right.
Right. Isn't this the one that I got? I'm pretty sure I'm
INFJ-T for you.
Yeah, I think that's
what
I
screen came up when I. Oh, here it is.
I think that's the one
okay.
I got.
This is where you're gonna hate it. I'll leave it. See, it keeps telling me to update. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a podcast. Yeah, I got the percentages. I think are the most offensive thing.
Okay, can I say I'm actually unsure of which one I got. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but you're in like the right vein. You know, I'm not sure if I had like the A or T one. Not sure, but
Gotcha. I thought it was. I thought it was INFP. Forgive me. I did it literally an hour ago, less than probably.
Amazing.
And I was like, wait, that's mine because I saw INF, and I was like, oh, that is so offensive. I hate mine INFP.
I think that one's wrong.
I got it right then, but I'm pretty sure I did answer differently on certain things.
Okay, what were the percentages?
Okay, I got 81% introverted for you, which I don't think is what you got when you took it. You were closer to half and half, yes?
Yeah, but I think that might be a little bit wrong. I think I have to lean more. Maybe not that intensely, but
1%'s like a little much.
I'm not offended by that. Okay.
For your energy, I got 71% intuitive. For nature, I got 86% feeling. For tactics, I got 67% judging.
Feels
and
correct.
For identity, I got 63% turbulent.
I don't know what that means, but
sure. I don't understand the difference either, but I think that's the -A versus -T.
Oh, wait,
right?
it explains it. Wait.
We already knew about introverted versus extroverted, trait that determines how we interact with our environment. The energy one I still like.
That doesn't really explain it for me.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
A trait that shows where we direct our mental energy.
Sure.
I do think you're very intuitive, but I don't know how that compares with observant, because I also think you're an observant person. So
yeah, I think I don't know.
Okay, it says intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They prefer novelty over stability and focus on hidden meanings and future possibilities. I think I know why it's so far on that one, is because any like question that was, that one that was like, do you like really read into like film and music and stuff like that? I would strongly agree on everything.
Amazing.
So I think that's why it's so intuitive.
Okay.
For nature, this trait determines how we make our decisions and cope with emotions.
Okay.
You got way more feeling than thinking.
That makes sense, though.
It was that crazy on the one.
That's like fair. I agree.
That's like a lot, though. I don't know if that's exactly accurate. So feeling individuals are sensitive and emotionally expressive. I agree that you're definitely emotionally expressive. They're more empathetic, agree, and less competitive than thinking types. And focus on social harmony and cooperation.
I see. Okay.
I think that's like sort of.
Yeah.
Like most, maybe. But I don't think it's an 86% thing.
No, that one makes sense for me.
I think I don't see you as super competitive. I think you're like very, what's the word?
I think I'm just quiet about it, maybe, but
I see you as like you want to get things done. You want to be really, really good at what you do. But sometimes I see competitive people as being like shitting on others. And that's what a lot of their competitive questions are centered around, is like, would you step on others to like get further?
Yeah.
So I think you're very like driven.
Amazing.
But I don't know that you like, you're like, no, I want them to fail so I can succeed.
Okay. That's how I answered for you too.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm like a mean person.
No, you're not.
So tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. Oh, I got you're mostly judging, but I don't know what prospecting means. So I can't really.
I think this is fair enough.
Judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly you're very highly organized. They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. I don't know if I completely.
I mean,
agree.
I do. I lean towards that over the other way.
I think you can be very spontaneous, but yeah, agree. I agree. Maybe that's why it's like closer than the other ones, like 67 and 33.
Yeah,
which is not close, but
but it's closer.
Close.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. Amazing.
I tried not to put neutral for anything because I was like, I'm just gonna go with my gut, which is maybe why it's so intense.
Me too. I tried to go with it.
Yeah, but you like to plan things. Identity. Okay, this is the one I never understand. The trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. So I got 63% turbulent and 37% assertive. So turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress.
Agree.
They are likely to experience a wide range of emotions and to be oh my god, I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve.
Okay, agree.
So I think you like a certain way.
Wow, I agree with it. Why are you embarrassed about this?
That's like not. I mean, it's literally yours, so of course it's not going to be that bad.
So for you, I feel like this is kind of off, but here we go. The percentages I got. So I got ESFP, which I've never heard of before.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that either.
Entertainer, which immediately feels wrong.
The little person they have for it.
She's just vibing.
Oh, okay. Now I like her.
Her fit's kind of
looks like she was just.
Yeah. Okay. So I got 56 extroverted and 44% introverted for you, which I think might be flipped the other way.
Yeah, I think I'm very close to half and half, but
I think it's like slightly over, but on the introverted side.
Yeah. I think that's like it's not terribly off, but it's yeah.
More so. Okay, and then I got 45% intuitive and then 55% observant.
Oh my god!
Which I don't know what that
every decision I've ever made has been completely intuitive.
Oh my god! 43% thinking, 57% feeling, which I don't think is correct at all. 40% judging, 60% prospecting. Don't know what that means.
The last one's good.
Yeah, 26% assertive, 74% turbulent. Well,
yeah. I've never heard of this kind. I don't think I've met anyone who's is it? ESFP.
This is gonna sound so whack, dude. Okay,
you at least got I got INFP, so you at least got the last two.
Yeah. Okay. Blah blah.
Oh, I hate it already.
Yeah. Okay, no, I was reading ahead in like the other sections and it felt more on this is awful, but it says I can't even read it. If anyone is to be found spontaneously breaking into song and dance, it is the entertainer personality type. Entertainers get caught up in the excitement of the moment and want everyone else to feel that way too. No other personality type is as generous with their time and energy as entertainers when it comes to encouraging others, and no other personality type does it with such irresistible style.
It's not awful. It's just not right.
So
I don't like people who like spontaneously burst into song. We had a lot of those at my high school, and I was like, "Bro, we're in class."
Okay, I would like to read the strengths and weaknesses, which I feel get it a little bit better than that introduction. The strengths of the entertainer: bold, wanting to experience everything there is to experience, which I feel like is correct.
You feel very strongly about experiencing literally everything.
Yeah, entertainers don't mind stepping out of their comfort zones when no one else is willing, which I feel like is one of the main things that I like about you. So I felt kind of good about that.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
true. But it's
yeah.
like only when no one else is willing.
Yeah, original. You, So, okay, traditions and expectations are secondary to entertainers. Period. Entertainer personalities love to experience with new styles and constantly find new ways to stick out in the crowd. I don't know if it's like so like out there like that, but I do think like a little bit.
Yeah,
At,
like some of these are like if it was just dialed down a notch, like
it would be, yeah. Aesthetics and showmanship. Entertainers inject artistic creativity into their words and actions every day. The performance, which is not show. That's not true. But a little bit. Okay, practical.
yeah, like just like slightly, like
Just a little.
to perform
Um,
for you, but that's it.
practical. To entertainers, the world is meant to be felt and experienced. Truth
That's
is
true.
stranger than fiction. Entertainers prefer to see and do than to wax philosophical about what ifs. That was a weird sentence, but
I'm gonna have to take a minute to like figure out what that means.
but I do think it's like on the nose with like the whole wanting to experience things and try things. Observant. It makes sense that entertainers are naturals when it comes to noticing real, tangible things and changes. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that.
I'm gonna slightly disagree there. I have a hard time noticing things. And like it might just be because I can't see that well or like really hear anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think sorry, I just dropped a crystal. But I have a hard time
Yeah.
noticing things sometimes. So I don't know if I 100% agree.
Yeah, I disagree. Excellent people skills. Entertainers love to pay attention to people. I think you're talkative, but I don't think like witty and almost never run out of things to discuss. I think you could talk for a really long time and not really run out of things to say.
I think I could, but it's more like for certain people.
I just don't think you're like in everybody's face about it, you know? Like I just think that's like where I disagree with it. Happiness and satisfaction stem from the time they spend with the people they enjoy being with. I mean, but isn't that like most people? Anyways.
Yeah, I like agree, but that's pretty general.
Yeah. The weaknesses listed: sensitive, strongly emotional, very vulnerable to criticism, which feels right. They can feel like they've been backed into a corner, sometimes reacting badly. This is probably the entertainer's greatest weakness because it makes it hard to address any other weaknesses brought to light.
That one's very true. I feel like I'm a very sensitive person.
Yes. Conflict averse. Is that how you say that?
I think so.
They sometimes ignore and avoid conflict entirely. They tend to say and do what's needed to get out of such situations, then move on to something much more fun. I don't know. Like, I think you can be very confrontational. I don't know, but I can see like situations in which you would try to avoid it.
Yeah, there are certain I don't like it necessarily. Like it makes me very anxious, but I'm more I would rather confront things, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like it though.
Yeah. Easily bored. Yeah. Yeah, risky behavior, self-indulgence, the pleasures of the moment over long-term plans are all things entertainers get into a little too often.
God, that's so true. I think in the moment I'm very blind to like things that could potentially like affect my future, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it because it's fun.
Yeah, I felt kind of good about this part because I was like, okay, I feel like this is accurate enough.
This isn't that bad at all. I think weaknesses are pretty. Like
I think the strengths were like a little bit there, but not fully. Poor long-term planners. I don't know about this. I think like a little, but I don't think you're like I don't think you're bad at it. I just think you like sometimes will just choose not to. Like
yeah, I agree. I think I'm not fantastic at it, but I do have like a pretty intense long-term plan. Not that it's like down to every moment.
Yeah.
But I agree in a sense that I'll do things that aren't good for a long-term plan. Just because I want to and I'm bored.
Yeah, but I don't think it's ever like to the point where you're like not doing anything. Like I don't think it gets to be so bad that it's like sabotaging everything, but it's just like they're just random things that you'll do. To them, things come as they come.
Yeah. We haven't gotten quite there yet, but I'm sure maybe at some point I'll just really ruin my future.
Unfocused. Anything that requires long-term dedication to focus is a particular challenge.
That's true. I do have a hard time focusing.
I think that's funny. Anyways, would you like to read your strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah. That one really, it wasn't that bad.
It's all right. It's all right.
I don't think it was, I was expecting something really awful.
I think it's that introduction that really makes it seem like absolutely horrible.
Yeah, the introduction was awful. I would never, I do like shitty dances and like shitty little songs for hands sometimes.
You're also just like not you're not that loud. Like, damn, like I don't know why. Like you're not like
that really like hurt me.
No, like I mean like I just feel like that's just like a, you know, when we're with each other in private, like we can like be a little
yeah, I'd get really embarrassed if I was like that all the time.
Yeah. Like I don't think I'd like you if you were like that. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm just like I was just picturing like people I went to high school with who like sang in the hallways and like always wanted to show you their pirouettes, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think we should be doing this in gym class. But
awful.
But that it wasn't that bad. I agree with a lot of it. I think it was closer than the one I got, if that makes you feel better, like INFP.
Yeah.
But I still don't know if we've landed on it yet.
Yeah.
So, Han, you probably know a lot of these because it's your type. Which I thought I literally didn't get because I thought it said INFP because I can't focus on anything, I guess. Okay, so your strengths as an INFJ are creative, advocate personalities enjoy finding the perfect solution for the people they care about. To do this, they draw on their vivid imagination and their strong sense of compassion. This can make them excellent counselors and advisors.
No, could never.
It makes sense in terms of you like wanting to be an educator though.
Yeah. I do see it. Yes, amazing.
Yeah, like maybe not as intensely, but close. Insightful. Advocates typically strive to move past appearances Jesus Christ, and get to the heart of things. This can give them an almost uncanny ability to understand people's true motivations, feelings, and needs. I agree.
I wish.
You like often understand my like feelings before I really get, or if I don't understand what they are, you'll be like, well, maybe. And I'm like, oh shit, she's right. Like, how do you feel about that one?
I would love to be like that. I think I'm a little bit like that. I feel like it's something to work on, but it's just like, it's very slightly there in me. I think it just needs to be developed.
Yeah, it's at least there with me. Like when you talk to me, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Principled. People with the advocate personality type tend to have deeply held beliefs, and their conviction often shines through when they speak or write about subjects that matter to them. Advocates can be compelling and inspiring communicators, with their idealism persuading even the hardest of skeptics.
I agree that it's like, I like the bit about subjects that matter to them. I do think I have strong opinions about things that matter to me, but I can be really indecisive in other parts of my life. It just depends, but agree.
Yeah, like when you're writing articles, and you'll send it to me, or you'll talk about them, and like you could very easily get away with like doing something that requires a little less like, I don't know, time and energy, but you don't do that. Like, so when you care about something, you go all in. But
oh, thanks.
It's just turned into me simping for it.
Thanks.
Anyways, passionate. Advocates can pursue their ideals with a single-mindedness that may catch others off guard. These personalities rarely settle for quote-unquote good enough, and their willingness to disrupt the status quo may not please everyone. That said, advocates' passion for their chosen cause is a key aspect of their personality.
I agree, yes.
Altruistic. This was like a term that was in my political science classes a lot.
Oh.
When I heard it, I was like, yes, I know this one.
I remember getting this at like a different time, like when we took this last time. I just don't think, I don't know that I'm like this. I don't think I'm that intense about it, but I like this.
I'm going to read it. Advocates generally aim to use their strengths for the greater good. They rarely enjoy succeeding at other people's expense. I agree with that part for sure. That last little after the hyphen. They tend to think about how their actions affect others, and their goal is to behave in a way that will help the people around them and make the world a better place.
I don't think I'm like, I think that's really nice, but it's just like a little bit, like not really though.
Yeah, a lot of these are very intense, but I think you generally like, you don't like seeing other people, at least not like good people, like losing out. Like, I don't think, I think that's where the like one question where it's like, would you step on people so you could win?
I'm
like a little much. I'm like, some people are like competitive, but not like that.
I think this is like a very like a possible me in my final form, but I'm like not there, if that makes sense.
And maybe one day I'll just like start singing and dancing.
Oh no, I don't think I'll like you anymore.
I don't think I'd like me anymore. I don't like people who do that. And do you also do the thing where if someone starts like singing in front of you, like just out of nowhere, like no one asked, you laugh? Because I can't help it. It can be really good. But then they're like, why'd you laugh? And I'm like, I can't, started singing in front of me, bro. I can't help it.
I don't laugh because I'm like around so many like music majors who do that, but I avoid doing it at all costs. I refuse. If I am singing in front of people, it's because we're like in a rehearsal setting where it's like appropriate to sing in front of other people, Never just like on my free time. Never.
I don't know that I'd like me anymore, but okay. Your weaknesses. Sensitive to criticism. When someone challenges their principles or values, advocates may react strongly. People with this personality type can become defensive in the face of criticism and conflict, particularly when it comes to issues that are near to their hearts.
Agree. I start crying.
Yeah, I do that when I'm frustrated. I'll cry.
I in a lot of when people disagree with me, sometimes I start crying or like get really upset because I feel like they're attacking. Like I feel defensive because it's like it feels like it's like about like my person, if that makes sense. Like it feels like my character is on the line. So that's why I'm really sensitive to it. It's like it's a problem, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Reluctant to open up. Advocates value honesty, but they're also private. They may find it difficult to open up and be vulnerable about their struggles. This might also be because they think they need to solve their problems on their own or don't want to burden other people with their issues. When advocates don't ask for help, they may inadvertently hold themselves back or create distance in their relationships.
I think I open up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, well, maybe that's just in our relationship, but I think you're pretty open about things.
Yeah. I mean, like, I won't put it all on the table, but like, I definitely, I like to ask for help, and I don't know. I do feel sometimes like that I'm going to burden other people, but I don't really feel the need to like solve it on my own, because the whole point is that like I don't know how to solve it on my own. So a little bit off. I don't know. I don't know if I'm like reluctant to open up. I think I'm okay with it. I don't know if I'll do it every time, but interesting.
Yeah, I don't feel too strongly about that one. Perfectionistic. The advocate personality type is all but defined by idealism. While they think this is a wonderful quality in many ways, while this is a wonderful quality in many ways, an ideal situation is not always possible. Advocates might find it difficult to appreciate their jobs, living situations, or relationships if they're not continually fixating on imperfections and wondering whether they should be looking for something better.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw like perfectionistic, I know we've read these before, but like I don't always remember everything. I'm very bad at remembering things.
I think this is the other one. Like I think this is like not the one that I got when I took. I think it's like the other version of it.
Oh, did you get the A?
Maybe.
I got the T.
I don't know. Something like that.
I don't remember, but it also could be my bad memory. So
I have no clue. But this is, yeah, you're right. Like the way that it puts perfectionistic, but like having
it's very different.
It's explained. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I was like, I see you as a perfectionist in the way that like the things you put out there, you want them to be good, and like maybe not necessarily like it has to be perfect, but like you want them to be good and like of substance. But this one, like, yeah, I don't know how heavily I like feel about this, but like, yeah,
a little, yeah, I can see it in like my relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I do appreciate like my living situation, my job, well,
Right.
I don't know. I do see it. Anyways, that's interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I see it a little, but I don't know if it's like
Mm-hmm.
as intense as described.
Mm-hmm.
Avoiding the ordinary.
Interesting.
Advocate personalities tend to be motivated by a sense of having a greater purpose in life. They might consider it tedious or unnecessary to break their big visions into small, manageable steps, but they may be setting themselves up for frustration if they don't turn their dreams into everyday routines and to-do lists. Without these specifics, their goals never or may never materialize.
That's how I feel about gen eds. like I know it's like, well, you're trying to achieve your goals because you have to graduate. Like you have to take gen eds to graduate. But I'm like, it pisses
Right.
me off. Like it makes me
Yeah.
so mad.
Some things
Anyways.
I understand. Like, I think everyone should have to take a basic writing course, but like, I don't know what science has to do with my major. Like,
I
you
always
know?
just want to skip to like the big important thing. I never want to do like
Right.
the boring little steps before it. So this makes sense to me.
That's an interesting way to, because that's not, when I was reading it, I was like, okay, I agree with the first sentence. I think you are motivated by like having a greater sense of purpose. Like you do these things
Mm-hmm.
because you know there's going to be a different outcome or
Mm-hmm.
like a better outcome.
Yeah.
But I didn't think, I was like, well, does she not like put like or like make to-do lists or stuff like that? Because you do. But like
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense in terms of like gen eds and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
My parents used to always tell me like you sometimes you have to do things you don't like to like get to where you want to be. And that would piss me off so much. I was like, what do you mean? Why can't I just do only things I like? I don't get it. Which like really it's true. Can't always be like 100% enjoying.
Right.
But I would just get so triggered. I'd be like, what do you mean there are things I'm not going to like in life that I have to spend time on? Awful.
Hate it.
But
I
yeah.
like to, that's one of my favorite things about you though. Like if you don't like something, you turn it into something that you can at least manage.
Mm-hmm.
Like when
Yeah.
we talk about like jobs and stuff like that, like you turn it into something you like. I don't know. Even when you were talking to me about classes, you're like, yeah, I have to take a science credit. And there was this one that was based on like the science of music or something like that. And I'm like, you just like find a way to like make things more enjoyable, which I like.
Oh, thanks.
Next one. Prone to burnout. Advocates perfectionism and reserve. Oh, okay. Sorry, I read that wrong. Advocates perfectionism and reserve may leave them with few options for letting off steam. People with this personality type can exhaust themselves if they don't find a way to balance their drive to help others with necessary self-care and rest. Yeah, I read that sentence really weird. It threw me through like a couple
No,
loops.
I think they write these websites so weird. Like the sentences are unnecessary, like the way that they are sometimes.
Because I thought it was gonna say like, and they reserve like
Mm-hmm.
something, and it confused me. And then so did the
Yeah.
second sentence.
Yeah. But yeah, agree.
Sick.
I do constantly burn out.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
have a lot to say about that one.
Yeah. Okay. So I would love to get into the romantic relationships part of yours. I like lightly skimmed and I kind of feel like I did something.
I'm
Okay.
I remember for my last one, this is where I was like
This
heavy
one did.
disagree.
Yeah, this one was like, you're just like so idealistic and you just want the perfect love. And I was like, I don't know about that. Like that was what yours was last time. And I was like,
I couldn't
mm-hmm,
even remember. I just knew I didn't like it.
mm-hmm. Okay. So for people with the sorry, I'm skipping ahead, but for people with the entertainer personality type, relationships aren't about slowly building foundations for the future or planning out a life. They are bubbling, unpredictable things to be enjoyed for as long as there's enjoyment to be had. Now,
Agree.
Oh, really? Okay.
Heavy
Amazing.
agree. That's like how I feel about most things. Like the idea of being in a long-term relationship is very upsetting to me.
Amazing. Okay. Of course, when that enjoyment does burn out, it's gone. Entertainers reevaluate their situations and commitments constantly, regardless of professions of love and dedication today. If a week later they just don't feel the same, that's it. And an entertainer personalities have no problem seriously considering breaking things off. While entertainers can be willing to work on their relationships rather than swap them out, it takes a great deal of maturity and experience for them to realize that it can be worth the bother. While they do last, though, relationships with entertainers are simply unforgettable. People with this personality type always have something new, always have some new and exciting activity up their sleeves, and they genuinely enjoy spending each moment with their partners. Entertainers enjoy physical intimacy immensely. And they prove
Oh no,
themselves
man.
they prove themselves affectionate, inquisitive, and open-minded lovers who love to share the pleasure of share pleasure with willing and reciprocative partners. Well, I think this is perhaps just a you that we don't know yet, since
I'm very opposed to like physical touch for the most part. But yeah, maybe that's like a me we haven't really met. Maybe that's like the mature me.
But I do I like that whole beginning part. Felt like that was.
I did too. I don't know about the last part. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening.
Conversation with entertainers is similar, focusing on fun, sometimes quirky subjects rather than deep soul-searching expressions. I don't know about that. The past and the future, the sciences and politics, and long-term plans and commitments are all routinely ignored by entertaining personalities. That's not true.
I'm a politics major, if anyone was wondering.
That's so funny. Okay. Entertainers happily chat about just about anything or anyone that comes to mind, but won't have a topic forced. I mean, yeah, I think you'll talk about pretty much anything, but I don't think
I do a lot of things I'm like don't necessarily enjoy just because I dropped a crystal again. I don't want to say like no to things. I like to do different things.
Yeah, but I don't think you avoid all the deep things. It's just like there's just a wide range of things that can be talked about with you. Because I think with you, what I like is that it can just go anywhere. Because there's so many people where I'm like, I go to this person to talk about this type of thing and this type of thing, and like it's like different. But like you can just talk about anything. We can talk about really deep stuff or like nothing. It just like whatever we feeling. You know,
it is sweet. Hannah and I have been regularly FaceTiming like very, very frequently since around the time we started the podcast. A little bit before, actually, probably like a month before. And I'm still confused how we haven't run out of things to talk about. Because like we'll talk about nothing for very long periods of time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like sometimes we end calls and I'm like, what the hell did we just talk about for that long? Like I know it was like
7 hours. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, I know. And like I never felt bored or forced. I was just like, it just kept going in a great way. Yeah. I never understand how it happens though, but amazing.
Me either. And we have, which is enjoyable, like hours worth of taped conversations, so we can look back and be like, oh, that's what we talked about.
Yeah, amazing. Love it. Okay. Highly emotional people and sensitive entertainers respond poorly to outside suggestions on how to manage their love lives.
Agree.
They respond even worse if criticisms come from their partners, and trying to take emotions out of the picture by telling entertainers to not take this personally isn't helpful either. That's not helpful to anybody.
That's not helpful to anyone. That's like when you say calm down to someone who's angry. That's not like a general experience.
Yeah, awful. Handling these situations better is a definite area for improvement for entertainers, as there are entire dating strategies, pretty distasteful, manipulative ones that revolve around exploiting this very trait. Oh, shit.
What does that mean?
Wait.
Am I an abuser? What's going on?
No, wait, no. I think it just means, no, it means like exploiting this very trait, as in like that could happen to you. Like
I was like, man, what did I do?
Like you're gonna get gaslit. They'd be like, come.
I thought it was about my ghosting habits. And I was like, okay, agree. But I may have read that wrong.
Oh. Right?
No, that's what it means. I read it wrong.
I think it's saying like, because they're gonna be like, you're just like so sensitive. Why are you taking it so personally?
That's true. Your little friends tell you that one? Hannah and I often have like audio text where we just pretend to gaslight someone.
I love it.
It's just us going back and forth being like, oh, did your little friends tell you that?
Oh, you just believe everything you hear, huh? My favorite.
We also say it in what ends up being like a very fast Ben Shapiro type voice. And we don't really mean to, but it gets there. So,
amazing. Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, the issue can be a lack of criticism at all. Entertainers value social input a lot and are almost as affected by their friends' opinions of their dating partners as their own. Since entertainers are attracted to people who share their attitudes, whether dating partners or friends, this can leave them in an echo chamber that only tells them what they want to hear, reinforcing immature behaviors. I don't know.
I agree. I think I could tell you anything about my dating life, and not that we're in a pandemic, I'm not going on dates, but like that wasn't the issue, but like if I had a dating life right now, I wouldn't be like, I think I could tell you anything and you'd be like, well, it's not your fault.
Wow.
Which is like, I guess I kind of agree with that one.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think everyone wants people who like share their attitudes, but I do
Yeah.
think I take it a little far sometimes. I'm
Interesting.
like, they
Okay.
can't be my clone.
I like this. I think this next part. Okay. Okay. All of these tendencies can really come back to haunt people with the entertainer personality type later on. Entertainer's tendency to avoid promises and commitments and jump from partner to partner. I don't think you jump like that, but like, jump from partner to partner,
a little bit,
sabotages.
but not like crazy.
Yeah. Sabotages necessary long-term goals like retirement planning, building
That's not a long-term goal for me.
Stop. Why is this so backhanded? There's like building real relationships takes time. Gosh,
I disagree.
The way it dragged
like
you.
a real relationship.
It dragged you for what?
Right. Maybe, I mean, I guess it's like ignoring the word real because I think that like, I don't know. I don't think I need something to be long and like mature for it to be like real to me. I do agree. But it's not just with people. Like I do that like
I don't think
in general where I jump from thing to thing, like commitment to commitment, activity to activity. I don't like to be in one place for too long. But yeah, I agree if like if it didn't drag me like that. But
like I don't think that means that you've had like a bunch of like ingenuine relationships, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the things the relationships I form with anyone are ingenuine. I just think that's how I am. Like I don't.
Stop. Why is this so backhanded? It says luckily entertainers are. She's like, you're lucky that you're likable.
You're pretty. Like
it's so funny. Luckily,
people say that, and you're like, that's an insult. Like
I'm like, entertainers are incredibly likable people. This is true. Who enjoy life's small pleasures and hardly want for diversity in their partners. What does this mean? Hardly what?
Wait, what does that mean?
What does that mean? I don't get it. Why do they phrase shit like that? Anyways,
I'm like, I don't know.
Enthusiastic and affectionate with a pure and down-to-earth love that takes things at face value. I think that's true. Entertainers are fortunate. What? That they take the time to find someone they truly enjoy being with every day rather than settling too soon for stability over happiness, only to lose both. That's so nice. I agree
with the last line for sure.
Wait, that's so nice. It's saying like you're just lucky that you're like it's good that you're not spending all your time on these stupid ass relationships when it's just not what you want at the current moment.
I've always felt like that. Like particularly in high school where people would like stay with their boyfriends or anyone really for a very long time, but usually it's like my general like I just like men little but they'd be with their boyfriends for like a very long time and they wouldn't really like them, and I was like, so why are we here? Like we're 16 years old, why are we planning for marriage? Why are we I've just never understood that.
If you're not happy with it, stop. I just think like I've been accidentally finding a lot of like self like weird like self-care stuff and like relationship stuff on my explore page on Instagram for some reason, and it's all those like text posts, so I've been reading them for funsies.
Yeah, me too.
And I actually kind of like them a lot. I like them. I think they're fun. But it's just like I don't know, it just like stop working towards it. It should just be good.
Oh, I'm thinking of something different. Mine are like always very like upsetting ones where they're like those weird like gushy texts.
But I don't get those.
They're like weird. Like they're not. Usually it's people making fun of them. But you know that one that went viral for like, she was like, I'm on my period. Like I'm cramping. And he was like, give your phone to your, first of all, he said tummy. And if any grown adult ever uses the word tummy around me, like, and they don't have like children or something, like,
Yeah. Red flag immediately.
But he was like, let me talk to your tummy. He was like, hey, listen up if you keep hurting my girl. Like, and she was like, thanks, baby. And I'm like, imagine there are adults that act like that.
Ew, big
That's
boobs.
The third crystal I've dropped, so I'm gonna leave them on the
ground. But yeah, okay. I think we should look through your like the other one, romantic, and then we should look at friendships, and then like the conclusion. Hey everyone, it's Han. So that's the end of our episode. You can listen to part 2 next week. And I'm just going to wrap up by myself. So you can follow our Instagrams at 2BadDecisionsPod and at Shop2BadDecisions. And as always, our resource list is below. Like Lauren, I said, actually, no, that was like in our episode yesterday, when we were recording yesterday. So Laura and I actually updated the resource list. So it's reformatted. We cleared out some things. We added some things. So go ahead and check that out. Even if you already have, go sign some petitions. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week for part 2. Bye.